Hey kids, welcome to Rob's Red Hotspot and to a brand new Let's Play series in EU4. First of all, though, I have a very special guest on the channel today, my very own dad. So, hey dad, welcome to the channel.
Glad to be here. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Basically, to give you a bit of backstory here, a couple weeks ago, I finally got Dad hooked on EU4, and so he's probably put, I don't know, maybe 100 hours into the game or something, playing an Ottoman campaign, and I
I
kind of
think
walked.
I'm
What's that?
I think I'm actually up to 200 hours. But go
Holy,
ahead.
that's hilarious. Yeah, so definitely, it's definitely got a new addiction. And so anyway, I walked him through the first few hours of an Ottomans campaign on a Discord screen share, and we thought it would be fun to do a campaign together, kind of cooperatively. We're not playing multiplayer; we're going to play single player. He is watching this game on a Discord screen share. So we are going to play as the Ottomans. It's an interesting country because it's sort of the country that's recommended for beginners, and very forgiving in a lot of ways, but a lot of fun. You can sort of do whatever you want, and then there's also some interesting challenges related to managing a big country. So let's dive in. Let's not beleaguer this here. We'll just dive in. We are going to play with. Let me just open up the rules here. Game options. No, is it options? Yeah, it's options. We're going to play with a pretty standard rule set, historical lucky nations, normal difficulty, and I think part of the idea here is I'm going to be, I've probably got maybe 1,000 hours in this game, and I'm going to be sort of showing Dad some new features. He just got all the DLC. He was operating on one of the, I think, the Founders Pack or something before, so there should be some stuff that he hasn't seen. And then we're going to be talking strategy throughout and kind of consulting one another on what we think the best options are. So let's dive in. Press play here. We're not going to do Iron Man mode simply because I don't want to. If we lose a video or have to redo something, I don't really want to have to. I don't want to lose the video. Basically, it's simpler from a recording standpoint to do it in normal mode. So make of that what you will. But here we go. We're gonna load this up and do the kind of standard opening moves here, so to
Yeah,
speak.
so when we did it together that first time, I decided that, I didn't want to go the traditional historical route in terms of where the focus was for the Ottomans. The objective was to let's beat the colonial powers to India and parts east. And we talked before we started up this recording, and that's going to be the general thrust is we're gonna target east, and mid game we'll figure out whether it's east or south into Africa if circumstances warrant.
Yeah,
But
that
we
sounds
want
like a
to
good plan.
we yeah beat the Western Europeans at their historical game.
Yeah, and I think from my standpoint, I think so. We're not going to be doing any kind of oddball strategies like conquering Venice or trying to do some kind of new world conquest as the Ottomans, which I know is a popular strategy as well. Um, but I think it would be cool to create a little vassal swarm to our north to kind of
Yes,
contain the Europeans, and then to sort of work our way around into Egypt and down to the Hormuz and Gulf of Aden trade nodes. So anyway, let's get started. When we start as the Ottomans here, I have all the DLCs installed, by the way. I don't have, there's some of the content packs I don't have, but I have all of the main expansion DLCs installed. So maybe we can start by looking at estates. Dad, you'll notice here that there is a fourth estate for the
yes.
Ottomans called the Demi, and the Demi, I guess, represents essentially all of the I don't know whether it's all the non-Sunni or whether it's all of the non-Muslim parts. So like we've got basically a big Greek part here, and we've got essentially mostly Bulgarians and a little bit of Serbians on the sort of European side of the Ottoman Empire. And so the Demi start with a privilege called Guaranteed Demi Autonomy. And the effect of that, which is actually not immediately visible in this menu here, basically every province not of Muslim faith, okay, so it's not of Muslim faith, gets minus 100% missionary strength, so it's basically impossible to convert them. And then, but they also get minus 100% local religious unity contribution. which basically means that we don't really lose anything by not converting them, but we can't convert them. So it's an interesting thing. We can of course repeal that if we decide that we want to convert them. I don't think we had that in mind.
Yeah.
Now
No.
there are
Wasted energy.
yeah, it's a waste of energy. I think there's also some other interesting bonuses we get from having them. Oh, first of all, let's before I forget here, let's seize land. Because we start at 50%, and this for some reason this will tick down to 29% if we don't do this. So I'm going to grab 5% crown land right away. And we'll keep this one because we like it. There's a number of ones here that are worth doing in the short term. Higher Demi taxes. Their influence changes by 5%, but it basically gives us a tax boost in all those provinces. So that's a pretty good one. This one I think is a bit garbage. Leaders without upkeep one that allows us to have one more general. In exchange.
We're not going to need it. We're not going to need it early game anyway.
Yeah, we're not going to need it early game anyways. Exactly. This conscript the Demi is good, but it actually takes crown land. This gives us a manpower modifier in all non-Muslim provinces of 20%, which is nothing to sneeze at. But we won't do that yet.
And the beauty of the Ottomans is they have lots of manpower too, so it's not like you're constrained.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see whether we need it, but I think we should probably do the higher taxes, because I do find at the beginning we do have a little bit of a budget issue. Local tax modifier 15%. So let's do the higher taxes. That puts our loyalty equilibrium to 65 because it does give them some more influence. And I like the idea of doing this one eventually. This one here, guaranteed religious minority rights, gives us essentially +2 tolerance of heathens, but it makes the ulema, who are the clergy for the Ottomans, unhappy. I think we'll have a way of getting them happy, so I'm very tempted to take this. I just want to remind myself what the tolerance of heathens actually does. Believe it or not, we have tolerance of heathens 1.5 already. And that affects legitimacy, Demi, I'm presuming that's Demi loyalty, and oh no, that's what it comes from. What is the effect of this, though?
Well,
I think it's tax. I think it's like a tax income thing, but I'm tempted to give them that privilege as well.
Basically, anything with the Ottomans that reduces strife and increases tax.
It's unrest. It's unrest. Yeah, it's unrest.
Yeah.
So you can see here, if I hover over unrest, we can see that we already are getting a -1.5 unrest in the heathen provinces. So there are a variety of ways in which unrest will build up, and I think that even though it increases their influence, giving them this one is probably worth it.
Be interesting to see what the dynamic is with the other estates, but yep. Yes, I agree. Like it. Yeah, that's what I find with the Ottomans. Is
the unrest is a real problem. You can get some really annoying kind of incessant revolts. Yeah. These are a few privileges that I don't think were in your DLC setup. The monopolies. No. Monopolies increase your mercantilism by 1 point, and they basically give you all of your production income at once for a particular trade good. But the provinces that produce those trade goods don't produce production income. I usually do these before I get workshops because it's great to have a big chunk of cash at the start, and the mercantilism in the long term is a good bet.
Is a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So and the trade goods are kind of, every estate has different trade goods associated with them. The Demi don't have any. But here we're in the Umera right now, who are the nobility. This one here is called Supremacy over the Kingdom, and it gives 10% loyalty to I think all of them. I don't know whether it does it for the Demi. I can't see here because it's cut off. The wonderful Paradox UI choice to design this in such a way that it cuts off some of the modifiers. I think if I click it here, there we go. Yeah, so this affects it affects all of them. So it's going to give 10% loyalty and influence to all estates. And what it does, basically, the only thing it does is it allows the estates to summon the Diet whenever they want. So occasionally it will be inconvenient for them to summon the estates, but from my standpoint, for the vast majority of the game, having that loyalty, that 10% loyalty, is really going to help. So I tend to go for that one. Let's grab the monopolies. I generally try and repeal these when I get workshops, because that's when I can start sort of increasing those production values. So we can repeal them in a bit. They don't take any crown land or anything. So we can do that for another one here. Eventually, I think we're going to want to use the land rights one to get more governing capacity,
Yeah, we're not
but
there yet.
we're not
Yeah,
there yet. Increased levies is a manpower modifier, but yeah, I don't know. You're trading tax for manpower, and you're giving them more influence.
we need money at the start. We
Yeah,
don't need manpower.
exactly. Let's go right of council. Right of council is just the sort of the freebie, 10 for 10.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that brings the Umera up to actually 82% equilibrium. So it's going to be very easy to repeal those monopolies because we need to have loyalty higher than influence. All right, merchants guilds. We're going to go with we'll give them the monopolies, paper and textiles. All right, and then free enterprise is a freebie, and I think that's
What
it
is
for
that?
them.
What was the free enterprise? What does it do? Is that a
It's
new
the
one?
freebie. Sorry, it's the freebie. It's no, it's not new. It's you would have had this as
Okay,
well.
okay.
It's the
There you
10
go.
for
Yeah,
10
got it.
freebie. Yeah. Um,
Yep.
we could, I think, in the game we did with you, we actually took patronage of the arts, but I'm finding that
Yes, we did.
prestige is sort of a non-issue, and the only reason we had done this was that we were having trouble keeping the loyalty high enough. But I don't think we like right now. Merchants Guild is
Oh,
73.3%.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, we're all good.
We're all good. Now the Ulema are going to be a little bit more temperamental because they're not going to be happy with the what we've done for the Demi there. We'll give them
Yes.
the monopoly on wool. It's also these are good too because it's ten loyalty with no influence. So it's quite a good mix. Oversight by the Ulema is the freebie. So
Yes.
that's an easy choice. And I don't know that we'll want to give them anything else if I'm honest. Eventually we'll want to be getting some administrative power or something from them, but the religious state one here, but I think that's about it. That puts them up to 59. It'd be
Is
nice.
that going to be? Is that a monarch point though?
That's a monarch point, yeah, but we can't do it now because it involves giving 10% crown land.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think there's much else we can do here.
Okay. Good enough for government work.
Yeah, and then no, I think that's good. This one we can't do if we have guaranteed religious minority rights. So that's kind of like an either or choice. You're gonna convert
Yes.
them. We could, if we wanted to get them above 60%, we could do the clerical advisory council, but and having the cheaper.
There's just a
Hmm?
stability cost modifier though.
Well,
Okay.
here's the thing. It occurs to me that you can increase stability with admin points. So
I know.
having
You know me and my stability paranoia, but I
yeah
understand. It's
yeah
just a matter of how the monarch points flow. But yeah, I hear you. Well,
in the sense that
yeah.
like if the advisors are cheaper, we can get an advisor that gives us more admin points, and we can use the admin points to increase the stability. I don't know how the
Geez.
yeah
No, that makes sense. The damn advisors they're expensive.
yeah I think
Early game is annoying.
yeah.
You go for it.
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. That's an interesting. It hadn't occurred to me before, but anyway, so that's good. We don't need to summon the diet or anything. Now there is because we have some cash in the bank now. We're going to do rivals in a second. We can select a naval doctrine, which again comes from a DLC. A lot of
Yes.
people don't use these, but I kind of like them. You choose them once at the beginning of the game, and their cost is based on how many sailors you have. So if you don't choose them right at the start, the cost scales up. So there's a few options
Right.
here. We've got Fleet in Being, which just reduces naval maintenance modifier. I have not found naval maintenance to be an issue.
No, not a non-issue. So that's not it.
Yeah,
No,
Merchant. Sorry.
I either go for ship trade power or something that increase mercantilism. But you know me in the game I'm playing currently because I still haven't finished my first game. I'm
Yeah.
really going out for trade power, and I'm using ships to grab some of it. So that's where my preference is.
Yeah, so there's three options here. Chance to capture enemy ships is a little bit garbage, frankly. I mean, it might make it cheaper to get your navy big at the start. Ship trade power plus 33% is a great bonus. However, I am leaning towards this free oarsman one here, which is galley combat ability, simply because this would allow us to. Here's my logic, and you can tell me what you think. If we can defeat Genoa and Venice's navies good and early, so that we can really have a free hand in the Eastern Mediterranean, then we'll have more more freedom to use to put light ships there without constantly worrying about them being sunk. But in the long run, the trade power is probably the better option. So I don't know.
I lean towards the trade power because certainly in my first game, I've thumped Genoa and I've thumped Venice innumerable times,
Yeah.
and there's just always is an irritant.
Yep.
Um, Whereas the trade power is money in the bank.
Yep. I think you're right. Let's go with the trade power, and if we have trouble with the navy, I'm gonna suggest that we like go over our force limit and just build like the naval
Yeah.
maintenance is not expensive. We can just so let's go with the trade power. I think that's sound logic. Now what's next? Let's take a look at the rival situation. So we are currently rivaled. Ooh, that's interesting. We are rivaled with Hungary, England, and Aragon. What a weird mix. We got a real. This is of course randomly.
Yeah. Hungary's not a surprise. England and the other one.
Well, I
You know.
don't like. So here are our choices. We can rival them back. Rivaling England to me seems counterproductive. I
No, it doesn't
suspect.
make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. My typical strategy for the Ottomans is Mamelukes, Karakayunlu, and Venice, because you can use the embargoes to get those. They are in three areas that have sort of a direct effect on us in terms of trade. Hungary would be fine, except that we're going to eclipse them when they get. Likely, they'll get.
Do we get any? Hungary's the only question mark I have. Yeah, the logic of the other ones I get, especially Venice. The issue is if they're our rival, and we're going to be thumping in that direction, and they're not associated yet with Austria, so that helps our power projection,
Yep.
prestige, whatever, if I'm not mistaken. So I'd be tempted to
Yep.
rival Hungary because
Rival
we're going to
Hungary.
be going there.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Karakayunlu is good because they control part of the Aleppo trade node. But on the other hand, they can actually be a surprisingly good ally in I mean, we probably won't ally them anyway, but you never know. Which one is Karakayunlu again? They are this big guy here. We are going to be
Yes.
surprisingly quickly moving in to conquer them. And the other thing is that we will eclipse them quite quickly as well. Mamelukes are a kind of a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
So let's do
Yeah.
that.
We know we're thumping there, and Karakun, like, I would say from the first game, trying to move east faster, never hurts. So Karakunum is in the sights.
For sure. Maybe we'll hold off on Venice then. Maybe we can do Hungary and Karakayunlu, and then because the thing is, within about 50 years, we're not going to be rival with Karakayunlu anyway, so we can rival Venice later, and that.
So here's the only question I have: how long is it going to be before we're reaching Karakunum? Because we got all those countries in between, right? We got that.
We got to grab these two from the mission tree. We got to grab these two here, and then we'll get then we get all of the claims down here. So it'll be pretty quick.
All right, your call.
No.
Let's not agonize.
No, for sure. All right, let's do Karakayunlu and then Hungary. We said. Okay. Now, in terms of alliances, I don't think it's worth. Like when your game, we had like Diplo vassalized some of these countries here. I'm not sure that's worth it because we get claims, we get the accepted culture quite early. I think we should actually send a spy to Byzantium right away and start building up a claim there. Because the sooner we do that, it just opens up a whole chain of missions that allow us to. So let's do that.
Yeah, well, target one is always Constantinople because we want to nail it as soon as we can.
Yep, Byzantium. Yep. And that it gives us huge bonuses. That decision gives us like a bunch of development there and all sorts of great stuff. So, and then in terms of allies, so this is something you also, I think your setup didn't have the diplomatic macro builder here. So we can actually hit this offer alliance button, and now we can see a map of all the countries that would accept an alliance, which is pretty cool. So there's a couple things. First of all, Bohemia is a really good choice. I have had great luck with using Bohemia to fight Austria, Hungary, or any large European power that might, that we might want to.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I think Bohemia is actually a good idea. Let's actually wait. I can do it this way. Offer alliance Bohemia, and then it takes me straight to this. Now, there's another mechanic that I don't know what DLC this comes from, but there are, for the Sunni religion, there are these scholars. And these scholars are all based, I think, in little countries down here. If you have a good relationship with these countries, you can invite a scholar, which gives you a bonus. So we've got, like, the Hanbali here, aggressive expansion, development costs, an extra merchant, which could be really cool. Legitimacy, shock damage, and shock damage received. Um, my
So, question mark. So we get these instantly, and how many of them can we do?
we can select one when we can only do one at a time, and we can change them up over the course of the game. We can basically we get them. We have the option to do them when we have a relationship of at least 150 with particular countries. So, for example, for the Hanbali here, we have to get Davazir, which is this country here,
Oh, okay. I
up
get
to
the mechanism now.
150. So having an alliance with whichever one of these countries that we that's Granada, okay. But looking at the bonuses, aggressive expansion impact minus 10% is good. On the other hand, I have not I've found that with the Ottomans we can kind of almost ignore aggressive expansion.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, what I'm tempted to go for is the merchant.
Yeah. That's great
Yeah, a third.
because we have. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is Aden. Yeah, so we will eventually be conquering them. I don't know. I actually don't know what happens when we conquer them, whether we are still able to get that bonus or whatever. But at the very least, having it early game, because I would not be surprised at all if we were to conquer Aden. But
So we want to work on the relationship with Aiden and get that advice.
exactly.
Yeah.
So what I would recommend we do right away is actually guarantee them. Start by guaranteeing them, because we can't ally them right away here. So let's guarantee them.
That ties you into you got to go and help them. But
Yeah,
anyways.
but who's gonna attack them, right? Who's gonna risk a war with the Ottomans to attack this tiny state? Well, let's see who has cores on them. Yemen and Aden. All three of their provinces. Oh wait, this one has the Rasid. So basically, like this country and Yemen, the Rasids here and Yemen could declare war on them, but I kind of doubt that they will, right? Maybe Hadramut here would.
Those little countries are always gnawing at each other, but that's. Is there anything else we can do other than guarantee them to boost?
I should have waited until I got your approval. I guaranteed them. We can ally them.
Peace. We can work on an alliance. You've done it. But I mean, I've noticed that things like giving gifts is pretty cheap, but I guess that's only 25 influence or whatever. All right.
If we guarantee them
we still got to improve the relationship.
Yeah, we will. If we guarantee them and ally them, then we want to maintain that relationship over time, right? We want to continue to, because that bonus expires.
So we stab them in the back. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's easier if we just guarantee and ally them, and I don't think anyone will fuck with them, frankly, because so we also have the guarantee with Ragusa, which I think we should nix. Now we're out of diplomats here, so I think we should nix the guarantee with Ragusa, because Ragusa is pretty much a waste of time. They will instantly get conquered by Venice if we do that, but I don't really see the benefit to,
No, we tried that in my game, and it really has been nothing but a nuisance. They just get thumped every time, and
the waste of a diplo slot.
And the trade always goes downstream. So
yeah, they're
unless you're collecting
downstream.
there, and they're not a big hub. They're not a big hub.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, so I think that's good for our diplomats for now. We have all these decisions, and these decisions are related to essentially the skill of our monarch. This one here, expand the Dervisham system. We trade 100 military power for 10% manpower, but it's game long. It lasts the whole game, so I'm kind of tempted to do it right away. I don't. I think 100 military power kind of hurts right now, but
where are we in the technology world relative to everybody before you go spend?
I think everybody is at the same. Everyone starts at 3, basically. Let me just. Where's the technology map mode? I don't think. Yeah, I think the whole world starts at 3 in this DLC.
I just don't want to fall behind.
No. Yeah. No, that is good thinking. I think we should do it. That's 10% manpower. For the whole
we're not
game.
going to enforce religious unity. That would be contrary to the things we've made already, right? That's a non-starter, right?
Well, except that no, I mean it's there's no harm in doing it. It's not going to allow us to convert the Orthodox provinces is just going to make it faster and cheaper to convert this one Shia province. I don't think there's any harm in doing it. It's not going to make anybody angry. It's just going to make if we.
So what we're doing is thumping people of different Muslim sects.
Yeah, the
Okay.
heretics. Yeah. So that's easy. Denouncement of sect practices is a move 10 towards legalism. Legalism is what we want to do here. Has the better bonuses.
Yes.
So tax, manpower, technology, cost, and ulema, loyalty, equilibrium. Whereas this one gives you morale of armies, which is actually good. Fort defense. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The other thing too is that you get a bonus here. If you fill this out, you can gain manpower instantly, basically. You know what? Mysticism actually has some advantages. Because these buttons here, when you fill it out to like 80 or 100, you can spend the points. But
I never knew that. Oh
yeah.
man, there's so many knobs and levers on this. Okay. Our paranoia in my initial game, right, was trying to keep up with the West.
Yeah,
and that's why we took it in terms of technology. But hey, yeah, variety is the spice of life. I don't mind. I was constantly events were always coming up where mysticism was a trade-off with legalism.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can reserve judgment on that one because it's pretty easy to move this slider back and forth. And what I found in my previous game was that what happens when you fill this up is that you can spend your legalism points to get rid of 2 corruption. But I never found that was useful. I found that I was never doing that. Whereas like getting manpower instantly is sort of always a good thing. So let's reserve judgment on that one. I think we should take the decision because we can always move it back. The national unrest is a huge, benefit.
Yeah.
Let's do that, and then we'll take the adopt the title of Khalifa, which also moves us towards legalism and gives us prestige. I think that's fine. I think not taking those decisions is sort of not worth it. Let's send our one missionary to work on Sivas, the Shia province. We should definitely any Shias we encounter we should convert. We should just not bother with the Christians. Advisors. Right. So even though we've got
production efficiency.
Production efficiency? Our production.
Yeah. Or tax, one of the two.
Well, we gave them the privileges that for the trade goods, right? So we're actually not getting a production income right now.
Right, done.
Yeah,
right. So that makes it pretty easy.
Yeah, tax. Missionary strength would be a waste because we only have one province to convert. So tax is pretty easy.
Did you scroll all the way down? I don't think you scrolled all the way down.
Yep, it's just this one.
Oh, you're okay. All right, please.
Yeah. Okay. And for the diplomatic advisor, I think improved relations is fine. I'm kind of tempted not to commit too much of our monthly income to advisors right now because we only have a surplus of like 8.4 or something.
What is that top guide?
Spy network. Yeah. Well, this spy network is.
No.
Yeah.
We're building them, but no, you're not going to give half your income to a bloody advisor right now. No.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, improve relations and the military one. This is I don't want to take the land force limit one because we have some missions to fill out our force limit, and that's just going to make that more expensive. This one is almost like I almost find this one to be a negative one, frankly. Manpower or reinforced speed. It is kind of tempting to splurge a bit on the manpower guy because reinforced speed is sort of garbage, but maybe it's not. Maybe reinforced speed is not garbage. I've never understood why you would want that, but someone can comment and tell me.
Manpower modifier just gives us more manpower?
Yeah, 10%. Increases the maximum and increases the monthly increase. So
I'm tempted for the reinforced speed. The only reason I want the national manpower one is because it's 2 military points. If we're too cheap on the monarch points, we're going to fall behind.
Well, the thing is, we start with a 646 king, so I'd kind of rather have the income, frankly. And I don't.
All right, peace.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay, let's do that. Reinforce speed. Now, there's one other thing we can do here. We have these 2 missions. We should look at the mission tree. So we've got this one is get to 85% of force limit, and this one is build to force limit. We have 30 out of 40. One of those unlocks a bunch of cores, and one of them gives us morale of armies. So we have 30 out of 40. We can build 10 units. Now, yet another feature that you will not be familiar with is the Janissaries here, which we can have the number of Janissaries, which are basically units that have... God, I don't even remember what they're... They have they're basically stronger infantry units, and they just mix into our regular
Down the road,
armies.
yes. They're
Yes.
equal right now, but not
No,
right now.
they have they are stronger in terms of here I'll show you in the you can only conscript them in your Christian provinces. And basically, oh, it doesn't tell us, does it?
Oh.
But they have a bonus, like they reinforce quicker, and they have like a morale bonus beyond just their pips, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I know
So
they're superior troops historically. Okay,
so
get it.
we
That's
spend military points to get these, and I think it's worth. I think what we should do is get 10 of these as quickly as we can to get up to our force limit without spending any money.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then that'll mean we'll get to the next military tech a little bit slower, but we'll have a little core of elite troops. So let's grab. We can only afford 5 right now, but we're gonna grab another 5 afterwards. Spend 10 points per dude here. Where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right away, we've unlocked that first mission, which gives us claims on all of this.
Right.
We can't declare war, obviously, because it's still at year 1. And then when we get 50 more military points, we'll grab another 5. I'm going to try and put them all... over time, there's the Janissary Coup events. And in this DLC setup, if you have over a certain percentage of your army as Janissaries, then you can have this catastrophe happen. So,
Yes.
disaster, that's what it's called. All right.
And it is.
Yeah, it's
Better
bad.
have money to pay them off.
Yeah, we got to have money to pay them off too. So I don't think we should. We should probably only build like 10 of them and just stick it at that. For the sake of simplicity, we have enough money. If we wanted to build a fort, we could. But let's actually maybe mothball our forts just to get a little bit of a nest egg going.
Yeah.
We are going to be at war very shortly, but we're only fighting Byzantium. Who are they allied with? They haven't done they've vassalized Athens. Let's just we'll run the clock a bit here. Make sure those guys are actually going. I don't think we've missed anything. Merchants, Aleppo and Alexandria, I think is fine for now. Unless you think we should move one to... We should probably let the clock tick before we make any changes there.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let's just talk about things where the clock is ticking here. So,
Yep. I'm gonna go speed
we're
4.
we're gonna try a vassal strategy in the west, correct?
In the north, yeah, in the northwest, if you will, yep.
Right. So, do we not have to start working on those relationships relatively early?
No, we're gonna do it by we're gonna attack them.
You're gonna do the vassalize as a result of thumping.
Yes, okay. As a result of thumping, yes, which is the term we're using for conquest, I guess. I think we'll try and get Greece as soon as possible to get the free claims there. I might even suggest that we okay, we've got a free diplomat here. I might even suggest that we have cores on Albania, but they are guaranteed by Venice, and that's not a war that's very easy to fight right now because of our navy.
Yeah.
We might do something like fabricate a claim on, like Kosovo here is a gold province.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Yeah, so we could fabricate a claim on Kosovo. We'll see. Let's just see how things go. We have a free diplomats. We need to get some embargoes going. We have a truce with Hungary. Yes, we do. Okay. So, who are our rivals again here? We said Hungary. This guy is a rival, is it not?
Hungary, Mamluks, and I thought it was Koi.
Kara,
Yeah.
Kuyunlu. Yeah, okay. So we can embargo the Mamluks, get some power projection, and then embargo these guys in 10 days when our diplomat gets back. And it is December 1st. Let's embargo these guys. Otherwise, I forget to do this, and it is worth it. Some extra power protection, and that's it. That's the only embargoes we can do for now, because Hungary has a truce with us. What else? We'll wait until we get 50 points here, and then and go for another Janissary, or 55 more Janissaries.
5.
To get up to the force limit. I'm going to put them all in the Balkan army, just so that I can remember where they are. So 1, 2, 3, 5. Send them over here. Wait, that doesn't make sense, does it? Oh, I only need to take 4. This other army here, the Anadolu army, is the Anatolian army, is the regular troops, and the Balkan army is the Janissaries, which have, what do they have? Like, where does it tell me? Fire damage received minus 10%, shock damage received minus 10%, reinforced costs is twice,
Minus
so
100.
plus 100.
Plus 100.
An army drill gain 100%. So they're elite troopers. They are a little bit expensive in a number of ways. So having a little core of them, I think, is not a bad idea. We are losing money, but did we mothball? We didn't mothball.
Yes.
No, we didn't. I forgot to.
Okay.
I don't think there's any point actually, because I think we're going to be. Well, let's just do it. Let's just fucking do it. Get a few months of income.
Yeah, they get back to a useful state pretty quickly.
Yeah, and they're not going to be able to. What are we at? 28 military points. Okay, let's. We got free diplomats. I'm gonna automate these soon, but I just want to. We need to go to Aden here and keep up. They won't take an alliance yet. That's weird. Why won't they take an alliance? Distance between borders. Okay. Oh, we'll just increase relations with them. Oh, we can maybe marry them? No, we can't. Okay, let's improve relations.
Attack them. So that's always bad. Don't marry anybody you're going to attack.
Sure, but it's going to be a while.
Yeah, I know, but
we could also one thing we could do actually is work our way all the way down here and then diplo annex them when they're actually close enough to us to do that. Diplo vassalize them, sorry. We'll improve relations. Sorry about that. And
the thing was, the only thing I don't like about that is you can get them to divert trade power in your benefit, but you don't get the trade power. But that's a long-term discussion.
Yeah, for sure.
Who are we going to attack first?
I think Byzantium, right? I think we got to deal with Byzantium. France and England are at war, just in international affairs here. France and England. England returned Maine. England returned Maine, so no 100 Years' War for the time being.
Okay.
Always good to know. Oh yeah, these bloody pirates.
Yes,
I didn't set up a trade fleet, and I'm kind of a little bit reluctant. We only have 3 trade ships, and I'm a little bit reluctant to send them out. But let's get them on a hunt pirates mission. So that if anything, I don't, we lose.
Fleets are like 5-3-2,
What's that?
Those 2 fleets are 5 and 2. You're not going to get thumped.
No. They don't actually engage. Okay. The hunt pirate mission it's weird. They don't actually fight. See, what we're losing is a little bit of.
Yeah. Okay, peace.
Gold, and I don't even know. I don't know how that works. Like, is it trade income gold? Because it's not coming out of our coffers up here.
I think it's trade income gold. I think, but the trade route doesn't give you as much or something.
Yeah,
all I know is that when I started with the new DLCs mid-game, all of a sudden the pirates are a nuisance. So I sent out.
Honestly, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get that notification to go away because it's really annoying.
So just refresh my memory. Who is Constantinople allied with?
Well, we weren't allied. Oh, they're at war with Epirus and the Knights. And they are allied with Serbia. Now, Serbia has Kosovo, so we have a choice here. I think we could actually, when we declare on Byzantium, we could
up there
take Kosovo at the same time, which I think we should.
Okay, so question then, right? The whole point was to get enough war points so that we can vassalize. Can we at least look at what that requires? Because if you sort of nibble at a country, are you making it impossible to vassalize, or?
Well, no. It's actually the opposite. I think Serbia right now is actually too big to vassalize. I think if we take Kosovo from them, and then in the next war we fight them, we can vassalize them. It's the opposite
strategy. Nibble, and just say, hey, man, I pounded the heck out of you a number of times.
Well,
you gonna be my vassal?
If we take, exactly. And then if we take
that makes sense.
Provinces that, like the gold province, we'll keep for ourselves, right? But if we take we take other provinces from them, we'll avoid coring them and we'll feed them back to Serbia after, because I don't particularly think it's worthwhile. I mean, it's very bad terrain for developments. The gold province is worth it, but the rest is mostly just to have it as a vassal, I think, from my standpoint. It does increase our maximum number of Janissaries, but on that note, We do have enough military points here to fill out our force limit with Janissaries. I like to do this early because as we conquer, our force limit goes up, and completing the force limit mission gets more and more irritating, basically, and expensive. We get morale of armies and land maintenance modifier from this. That unlocks this mission here. We need to conquer 50 more development, which should actually be remarkably easy. Army's ready to go. I haven't assigned our leaders yet. Let's. I'm not going to make the Sultan a leader or the King a leader, because if he dies, we don't get a choice of heir. Looks like we're losing less sailors and gold from the stupid pirates. By the way, if anyone watching the video understands in depth how that pirate mechanic works, feel free to explain it in a comment, because it as far as I'm concerned, the main purpose of that mechanic in the game is to irritate the player with pop-ups. So
It does take gold.
yeah, they take
game.
yeah. We're at 10.5 in the spy network here. Okay, we got a few more months to go.
Yeah, we got to be at 20 to get a claim, I think.
That's right. Yep. Oh, what's going on here? Do I want? I'm not going to use that. I'm going to keep one diplomat free for convenience. It's not optimal, but it's a hassle to have to cancel a diplomat to declare war. So once this guy's done improving, we could get. Oh, we never canceled our guarantee on Ragusa. Let's do that. Just so really no point.
Yes, we do not want to get drawn into any wars that we do not want to get drawn into.
Pretty much.
And a guarantee doesn't give you any choice.
Yeah.
Not unless you want to be hated. Totally. Hated.
Let's actually just double check here, because I do think it's worthwhile allying Aden again. I find it highly unlikely that they will. Yeah, we might be able to ally them in a bit, because to get it up to 150 with them, it's going to be a bit tricky. 19.5 next month. Next month we're going to war. Hopefully we can maybe finish our invasion of Byzantium this episode, or at least get it well underway. Okay, so we can cancel this. Oh wait, I'm gonna make the claim first. Fabricate claim on. Now we could have put a claim on Kosovo, but it would have taken us like another 10 months before declaring this war. So
yeah.
I think we'll just spend the diplo points and take it directly. There we go. Cancel this guy. Don't need to build a spy network there. Now, one other thing that you don't have is the age bonuses here. We accumulate splendor essentially for. How do we get this again? Can't remember how we get splendor, but anyway, we accumulate this through a variety of means. I think it's from autonomy, from your average autonomy level. And there is a special one for the Ottomans called the what the hell is it? The Guns of Urban. Siege ability plus 33%. This is going to help us a huge amount in our early wars. I think historically those are the guns they used.
Historically, what they did, these were very primitive cannons. They were huge in diameter and length, and they were actually buried into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So and they were literally used to smash the walls over the course of months. Mm-hmm. Constantinople was famous for the thickness and height of its walls. It withstood many sieges.
Mm-hmm. Which is not modeled in this game, of course, because in some ways, I wish that they could make this like a level 4 castle or something. They could give them like an early castle. That would be an interesting approach to it. I know the new DLC Leviathan is going to do something. It's going to add some new province things, so that would be an interesting one for someone to add. So this is our war here. Wait a second. No Casus Belli. Oh, I have to wait for a data tick. There we go. Now we have it. Okay. So we declare war here. They're actually at war at the same time, which is kind of interesting.
Looks like always good.
Well, I'm almost wondering, they're at war with Epirus, which is this country here. I'm almost.
Yeah, they're trying to take over the Greeks completely. Yeah.
Yeah, which in some ways, there would be kind of a funny strategy to let them do that, so that our next wars against the Greeks, we can just do one war against one country. But I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. We want to get going here.
Do we want to call upon Bohemia or not? One thing you didn't do, which I always find useful, is what's the army size of Serbia, Athens, and...
Well, we can see it here.
Oh, I see what you're saying. All right.
15k and 3k. My temptation is We can't co-belligerate Serbia, so it is going to cost us some extra. It wouldn't matter though because we don't have any claims on them. So we will be at war with Serbia and Athens. I think we should just take Kosovo from them.
Yeah. And
Yep.
then
Okay.
try and settle it.
Yep. Sounds good. All right.
Right.
We were at war. Let's send the fleet out. Doesn't have an admiral. Should I don't think it's worth spending the diplo points for an admiral. I don't know how many ships they have. 2 and 12. Ooh, maybe. You know what? Probably should. 50 diplo
It's a
points.
war we don't want to lose. We
Well, we're not
want to
gonna
get this
lose it.
done.
Yeah. No, let's stick an admiral on here, just for it's kind of a shitty admiral, but might as well. We can use him for the hunting pirates afterwards. Let's actually send these guys home, the trade ships. So we're only using our galleys. And does this guy have any siege ticks? Their army is not home. So he does have a siege tick. But you know what I'd like to do, actually, is maybe put our general. We only have one general. Let's put him on the other army. Send that army up to siege down.
Possible, which takes forever.
Well,
It's got special modifiers, that particular square.
Kosovo?
Turn. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's that one. All I know is
Doesn't look like it. We'll see.
Just wait.
We got to get the forts first, anyway.
I don't see a fort. Okay, all right. Maybe it was somewhere else. Serbia had some special modifier. But
Maybe, yeah. Let's go grab their capital, and then we'll grab Kosovo once we've actually sieged down these two. So get this guy working there. Use the guy without the general to just slowly siege down Constantinople.
Constantinople. Yeah.
And all right. Oh, I'll go down to just speed 4 is fine. And just pay attention to our navy in particular here. Are we out? Yeah, we're out. We're in the Sea of Marmara. This is like the hardest sea tile in the entire game to click on. There we go. There's a small Athenian fleet there. We can go and attack them.
4 points are always nice.
Yeah. War score, yeah. Looks like they had their fleet out to. Did we capture anything? No. Okay, that's too bad. Go back there. And I think we'll just kind of siege this down, and they seem like they're kind of busy down there for now. We can just sort of ignore their armies for the time being. See, Serbia is starting to siege down our unfortified provinces, but we should be able to we want to get Serbia out of the war as quickly as possible. Because oh, by the way, I'm just going to go to the macro builder here and just set one of these on neighboring countries, so that we're using that diplomat basically. Leave the other one free for our peace deal. We do have a siege tick on this general, so that should go pretty quick. Yeah, they're just occupying these provinces here. Well, once we take...
That doesn't help. What does that do to our war score?
That is, it's going to increase it. It's going to decrease it by, like, I don't know, 0.5% or something. Whereas getting this fort will increase our war score against Serbia by, like, 25 or 30%. So my inclination is to ignore their soldiers for now, save the manpower. We have a Janissaries event here that is... I'm not going to read these during the Let's Play because
No.
Yeah, because frankly, my throat will get sore reading them. And it's just giving us mysticism, which kind of sucks, although we're probably... Because we declared war on Christians, so we're probably actually moving over in this direction. Looks like Byzantium is about to win their war against the other ones. They're legalism or mysticism. I think we should go for the legalism. Keep our tech ahead. Those pop-ups don't pause the game. Interesting to know. Whose navy is that? Epirus and the Knights. They're actually... That navy is actually...
Threatening.
Not threatening us. It's threatening Byzantium. It's a separate war. Numera gained 10 influence. That kind of sucks, actually. I don't know what the Serbians are doing now. Just kind of wandering around. Oh, that's Byzantium. Okay. Right, that's one Serbian fort done. Let's do the other one. This is just slowly ticking along here. We could have made our king a general, but if he dies, we get stuck with a less good heir, if I understand the mechanics correctly. Once again, like I said, I got 1,000 hours in this game, so if you guys, the audience, if I say anything that's just flat out wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. It's always handy. It does not bother me at all. All right, so Salonika, they're now on a fort, so I don't really want them to get that fort, but
No.
we're going to win this race, though. Okay, there we go. We've got this army now. Let's...
Oh, yay. Okay. Got Constantinople. All right,
They don't
now
have a
we can
general,
search.
so I'm just going to move it towards them and see if I can sort of scare them away.
20 to 21.
Yeah, I'm
Now,
not
which
going
one's
to
the
engage.
Janissaries?
What's the terrain
Which one's the
situation?
Jan?
The Janissaries are up here on the fort, which is kind of dumb.
Yeah.
If I feel like we're kind of threatened here, I'll move the other army down.
Hopefully we can get that siege done.
Yeah, we're gonna win the race here. We're at 0 and they're at -21, so be a real hassle if we had to siege this this down again.
Food shortage. Okay. Tied now. No, we're not.
No, we're at 28%. Later on, we're gonna keep the game at speed 4 for now, but later on, I likely will go to speed 5 in these kind of waiting for sieges kind of situations. All right, what do we got here? Mysticism. Now, these ones are, I think that, as I said, there are bonuses to both. There really are. I found that legalism tends to be my preference, but we should pay a little bit of attention to the modifiers here. So we tolerance of true faith +1. Oh, this is just in one province, so we do get a monthly autonomy change. Tax income and local unrest for monthly autonomy change. That's kind of sucks. I want to get those guns of urban too, so that the autonomy does not help that. This one gives us, they both give an autonomy change. Wow, okay. So there's no real choice there. Legitimacy and
administrative technology cost is the difference.
Yeah, versus tolerance of heretics. Yeah, I think you're right. I think admin tech cost is going to be better. Let's do it. It'll depend. I mean, it is worth kind of evaluating those. They're kind of free bonuses to a certain degree. This is actually going to be a pretty tight race. Well, I don't know. I think we're gonna finish this siege here. Okay.
There you go. Okay, now let's converge the forces and do some thumping.
Well, what I can do is actually move the general down here.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of tempted to see. I don't know that I want to actually fight. What's the? Oh, it is a river crossing. But here's what I'll do. I'm going to give this guy an order to go here and then down there. This guy, I'm going to give an order to go straight down there, because that way he's not crossing the river. So he's going to get there a little bit earlier and hopefully break the siege. This guy will come and reinforce. Hopefully we won't lose the battle. If we do, we can just... Oh, fuck. Well, never mind then. Well, that sucks. Bad luck.
What?
Well, they finished their siege.
Oh,
they've split the army now, so that's hilarious.
All right, so we
got to siege this down, though. The general's there? Okay. I'm going to see if we can mop them up with this other army.
Yeah.
Fortunately, our own fort now is blocking our movement, which is a little bit of a setback, but... Oh, tell you what we should do, actually. Never mind chasing their armies. Let's siege down Kosovo and get Serbia out of the war. That's gonna be the solution, because then like 8 of those soldiers are Serbia. Oh, we won the siege.
Okay, get back to Constantinople, or they're going to take it back.
Possible, yes. Serbia wants peace. I'm going to ignore that, and I'm going to wait till we have Kosovo, and we're going to take Kosovo from them to get the gold.
Oh, good. We're thumping them.
So, is there a Serbian army in there? Yes, there is.
I don't know.
Let's let this battle.
All right, we're gonna win that battle, right?
I think so. Let's get the army moving towards it in case it gets hairy.
Yeah.
Boom. We stock wiped them. Okay. Let's take Kosovo. Let's take Kosovo and all their gold and see if we can get maybe some war reps. Looks like a pretty good deal to me. That's 115 gold plus war reps and Kosovo. I think we're good, no?
You're only offering a peace value of 61. They're 89. Take another province.
I don't think so. I think that's Diplo points we don't want to spend. We could also take...
Okay, all right. Yeah, no, it's expansion, and we want to expand in the right places. Right, got it.
We can get them to annul their treaty with Byzantium. This is probably worth it. I don't want them to get conquered. The thing is, I don't want them to get conquered. If we can avoid having them get conquered by, like, Hungary or someone else, it wouldn't be the worst thing. I think it's... What's that? What were you saying?
Oh, I think you're going down the right path. I'm just thinking, okay, so let's think through
Take a look at the
who do
map
we
here.
not want? Who do we not want them associated with? How can we weaken them?
Well, I guess my question right now they're allied with Bosnia and Byzantium, right? My logic here is that I think they're about as weak as they're going to get, and if we tell them to break their alliance with Byzantium, for example, one of two things can happen. Either they will be so isolated that, say, Hungary will come and decide to conquer them,
All right.
or two, they will ally someone like, Hungary. Um, I don't
Okay.
even. They might have claims. I think they have claims on Hungary, so they won't ally Hungary. But yeah, it's quite possible that they would, or end up at war with Venice or something like that. We want to, if we can keep them as whole as possible, so that when we vassalize them, we get, a bigger chunk of the Serbia, basically.
All
I
right.
think that's a pretty good deal.
Okay.
So that's 115. There we go. And now all we have to do is Byzantium. Now, there is the choice. We do have the option of potentially taking more of Greece in this peace deal. I'm a bit reluctant to spend the Diplo points. We spent a bit there. Until we've got our tech up to date, I'm a little bit reluctant to spend
All right. So
points.
it's a matter of delay versus how much more can we get out of this. Now, we can probably pin their fleet, knock it back. Like, I think we got to take we got to smash as much of them as possible because we are going to get Greece, right? So let's get Byzantium as weak as possible. Get rid of their fleet. Get rid of everything that we can.
Okay.
Make it a
Yep. Make it a completely trounce them, basically. Okay, let's put the general on this army now and send it down to Athens here. We'll siege that down. The Navy, is the Navy repairing? Shit. Oh, damn, that sucks. Okay, let's get the Navy a repair tick and then send it over to speed up that siege. And, yep, Ramazan wants a royal marriage, which I think is a bad idea, because they are in the line of fire. How are we doing on Aden? We're not going to get to 150, but we want to get that extra merchant as soon as possible. It'd be fun to have an extra merchant early on. Okay, we got a repair tick on the Navy here. Let's send out the army. Or the Navy, I mean. Get it down here. Which, this is all one province. I keep forgetting that this Aegean Sea is quite a large sea province. We can core Kosovo, which I think is worth doing.
Yes, we want the gold. We want to be able to.
Don't know if gold income is affected by whether it's a core or not. Current price? No. Where do we see that? Where do we see our gold income? Goods produced, 0.56. So we basically get 0.56 gold from this. I'm not sure that we need it as a core, actually. That might have been stupid. But we need it as a core anyway because of overextension, so maybe it can be a territory. I'm going to look into whether gold income, whether there's any advantage to having it be a full state. Okay.
Yes, that's a whole system that is starting to be a real nuisance to me with all the.
Yep.
Anyways, go ahead.
All right. Losing a base tax and gaining a base tax in. Oh, this is annoying because of course our capital is still Edirne here, so we're going to get a base tax in this province instead of a base tax in Nigbulu up here. They're both actually pretty good provinces. This one's good for manpower. This one is good for. Do I want base tax here or base tax there? This is a farmland province. I might actually. Oh, morale of armies minus 10%. I think this is.
Get it.
Yeah, we don't want minus 10% morale of armies, so let's just accept it, so to speak. Like Serbia is none too pleased with us.
Okay, just a time check. How long have we been going for?
I have no idea.
Are you okay?
Okay, wait a second. All right, you know what? Let on that note, let's end this first episode here, because we have this really interesting Fate of the Crimean Connaught events. So why don't we end this first episode? Yeah, and then we'll make this decision at the beginning of the next episode. Does that sound good?
Sounds like a good idea.
All right, then see you next time.
All right, rock and roll.